Welcome to Copilot Podcasts. You know that feeling of instant calm when you hear waves crashing on the shore? That's not just in your head, it's in your brain, your body, and maybe even your DNA.
And it's fascinating how deeply that connection runs.
Today, we're diving into the science of how oceans affect our minds, our health, and our very well-being. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why being near water makes you feel so good, and why protecting our oceans matters for both planetary and human health.
You know, this reminds me of something beautiful. There's this ancient Irish poem called The Song of Emergin that captures this perfectly. It opens with, I am wind on ocean, I am swelling wave.
That's incredible. Even ancient cultures recognize this deep connection.
Exactly. And recently, we lost one of the modern pioneers in understanding this connection, Dr. Wallace J. Nichols, who passed away in June at just 56 years old.
Tell us about his work. What made it so groundbreaking?
Well, he wrote this revolutionary book called Blue Mind that really changed how we think about our relationship with water. He showed how being near, in, or on water can improve our creativity, self-awareness, and overall health.
And this wasn't just theory, right? There was actual research behind it?
Absolutely. Recent studies have shown that natural water sounds have an even stronger effect on recovery than visual stimuli. They actually help lower heart rates and blood pressure.
That's fascinating. So it's not just about seeing the ocean, hearing it matters even more?
Right. The sound of waves acts as a form of natural white noise that masks disruptive background sounds and promotes mental clarity.
You know what's wild? I read that coastal air actually contains higher levels of negative ions that can affect our serotonin levels.
And that's crucial for mood regulation. It's one reason why people often feel more relaxed and happier near the ocean.
Speaking of fascinating ocean stories, I heard about this turtle named Adelita.
Ah, yes. This was actually one of Dr. Nichols's early achievements. Adelita was the first animal ever recorded crossing an entire ocean basin. They tracked her all the way from California to Japan.
That's incredible. But let's talk about the bigger picture. How does ocean conservation tie into human well-being?
Well, there's some really encouraging research about marine protected areas. A recent study found that over 60% of these areas showed improvements in both nature conservation and human well-being.
Wait, so protecting ocean areas actually helps people too?
Exactly. These protected areas lead to increased fish harvests, better incomes for local communities, and improved access to nutrient-rich seafood.
And I imagine there are mental health benefits too?
Absolutely. Studies show that people who live near or frequently visit coastal areas report greater life satisfaction and lower levels of anxiety compared to those living inland.
That's really powerful evidence for protecting our oceans.
And you know what's encouraging? According to recent data, about 8.4% of ocean and coastal areas are now within protected areas.
That seems kind of low, actually.
You're right, but there's a global initiative called the 30 Act 30 target that aims to protect 30% of the world's oceans by 2030.
That's ambitious. How many countries are actually making progress?
Currently, 31 countries and territories have already protected over 30% of their seas, and ocean protection is actually expanding faster than land protection.
That's encouraging. But why should the average person care about ocean conservation?
Well, the ocean economy is worth about $2.5 trillion annually. That's huge. But beyond economics, healthy oceans are crucial for food security, climate regulation, and our mental well-being.
And we're seeing real impacts from human activity, right?
Unfortunately, yes. The World Economic Forum's 2025 report lists 5 environmental risks among their top 10 global threats, including biodiversity loss and ecosystem collapse.
That sounds pretty serious.
It is, but there's hope. Conservation efforts are showing positive results when we actually implement them.
Let's talk more about the mental health aspects. How exactly does being near water affect our brains?
Research shows it activates our parasympathetic nervous system. That's our rest and relaxation response. The combination of wave sounds, salty air, and the vast horizon creates a natural meditation state.
So it's really a multi-sensory experience?
Exactly. And interestingly, even just the sound of waves alone can trigger many of these benefits. Recent studies show significant differences in heart rate, blood pressure, and respiratory rate when people listen to ocean sounds.
That's amazing. Nature's own stress relief.
And it's backed by evolution. The biophilia hypothesis suggests we've developed this affinity for nature, especially water, over thousands of years.
So it's literally in our DNA to feel connected to the ocean?
In a way, yes. And that's why protecting these environments isn't just about conservation, it's about preserving something fundamental to human well-being.
What can regular people do to help protect the oceans?
Supporting marine protected areas is crucial, but also simply spending time near the ocean helps build that connection and awareness that makes people more likely to support conservation efforts.
It's like a positive feedback loop. The more time we spend near the ocean, the more we want to protect it.
Exactly. And protecting it isn't just for the environment, it's for our own well-being too.
You know, this reminds me of something Dr. Nichols said about water being good medicine.
Yes, his mission was to make what he called Blue Mind common knowledge and practice, accessible to everyone.
And it seems like the science is really backing that up now.
Absolutely. The research is showing more and more benefits, from improved cognitive performance to reduced anxiety and stress.
It's pretty amazing how something as simple as being near water can have such profound effects.
And yet, we're seeing increased threats to these environments. Pollution, overfishing, climate change.
So what's the solution?
We need to view ocean conservation not just as an environmental issue, but as a crucial component of public health and well-being.
That's a really important perspective shift.
And it's one that could help secure more support and funding for conservation efforts.
As we wrap up, what's one thing you hope listeners take away from this conversation?
That the health of our oceans and our own well-being are deeply interconnected. When we protect one, we protect the other.
That's beautifully put. And maybe next time we're feeling stressed,
A trip to the beach might be just what the doctor ordered.